Welcome to Keep It Electric with Tremaine Person, episode 43. This recording is taking place on Wednesday, August 7th. The Seattle Mariners are sitting atop of the AL West with a 59-55 record, a half game ahead of the Houston Astros. I was asked yesterday if the Detroit Tigers were good, and the immediate answer would probably be no, they aren't. But they are a tough matchup for the Mariners, mainly because of the offensive struggle that persists with them and their lineup. The Tigers are not going to light up the scoreboard, but they certainly are battle-tested. They're fourth in their division, where the three teams above them are all over 500. And with Seattle not being a powerhouse offensively, the Tigers present a difficult matchup with their very mid-pitching. Catch them on a good day, and they will annoyingly burn you like they did last night. So let's get right into it. Last night was one of those classic Mariners games. Quiet bats and a very winnable game. Luis Castillo was on the mound for the Mariners, and there's really no other way to say this. He just straight up did his job. A quality start for him, 6 innings pitched, 8 hits allowed, 3 earned runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts. Keider Montero, who was struggling coming into this game, his stat line would tell you that he was better than Castillo, but would you say his stuff was better? I could argue that the Mariners' bats were honestly just worse. They struck out to Montero 8 times in this one, a career high for Montero. A total of 14 strikeouts all game, matching the Tigers in strikeouts. The difference in this one being the Tigers were putting the ball where the Mariners weren't positioned on the baseball field. Of the 8 hits that Castillo gave up in this game, 7 of them touched the infield dirt before making it into the outfield. The Tigers weren't making super incredible contact. Castillo just didn't really have much help behind him in the infield. Luke Raley was getting picked on at first. Balls getting past him, balls getting through under his glove, bad angles from Polanco and more all game. They really didn't seem to be in sync with the balls that were being put in play. They were both cutting each other off. It was just, and part of it could be that the baseball was being hit in very inconvenient spots. Either way, it was just a tough game all the way around. A lower spot here. Justin Turner was hit by a pitch right on the hand in the bottom of the 7th. X-ray came back negative. I hear he's actually back in the lineup tonight, even though they did list him as day-to-day with a hand contusion. Brighter spot for the Mariners came in the bottom of the 5th when Luke Raley hit a solo shot over the center field wall. That was his 13th of the year, but the Mariners lose this game. They lose game 1 in this 3-game set, 4-2. Last night, I was also going through like other highlights because that's just what I like to do in my spare time. I shared a video on my Instagram story of starting pitcher Tarik Skubal for the Tigers striking out Salvador Perez, the catcher for the Royals, and Perez acknowledging what a nasty pitch it was and just laughing it off. He basically told Skubal, good pitch. He strikes him out a lot. A good friend of mine actually responded to that story saying, get ready for all of that tonight. And then I took a look at the schedule and realized that Tarik Skubal was starting for the Tigers tonight, and we actually might be screwed. Skubal is taking the mound opposite George Kirby. If you love a good pitcher's duel, this is the one to see. I think the last time I actually like talked about an ace lefty, it was Shane McClanahan for the Tampa Bay Rays. And I think he was actually pitching against Kirby. And I was like, look out. And then the Mariners just like lit up McClanahan. So hopefully that'll happen tonight. But realistically, Skubal is 12-4. He's sporting a 2.57 ERA, 162 Ks over 136 innings. He's been a strikeout artist all year long, a leading Cy Young candidate. Even though he did fumble a little bit in his last start against the Royals, the guy has been really hard to hit all year. With that, coming in to face a team whose bats have been struggling for the majority of the year, he's definitely looking to boost his resume. With a lefty on the mound, I would definitely expect the Mariners to mix up the lineup a bit. I would say don't expect to see Luke Raley, but that truly depends on if Justin Turner can go or not. Mitch Garver will most likely be inserted back into the lineup, even though he's been struggling tremendously this year, probably the worst year of his career, but it's not time to give up on him yet. Now, George Kirby has also shown up in the recent Cy Young polls alongside Logan Gilbert. So even though Skubal is the obvious frontrunner, things can certainly change down the stretch. Kirby has an ERA right at 2 even in his last 11 starts since the beginning of June, 3.04 ERA on the season, 131 Ks over 136 innings with an 8-7 record. He's on pace to have the best season of his career, making tonight truly marquee. A Mariners win tonight will even up this 3-game set between them and set up a rubber match on Thursday. Tonight's matchup kicks off at 6:40 Pacific. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Keep It Electric. Go Mariners!